Thanks for watching this screencast by Tim Pullen. This particular screencast is going to try to get rid of clutter in your life when you're working on the computer. So many times when we're working on the computer, if we work on a lot of things, we'll start having our focus be deteriorated. So what I'd like to try to concentrate on in this series of screencasts is to look at ways in which we can manage our focus by getting rid of a lot of clutter that normally takes away from our focus. So I'm going to look at ways of managing the stuff on the screen, and later I'm going to be looking at ways of putting stuff into multiple virtual screens and also making it so that we can respond to things that are far away from what our current focus is looking at. So the first thing I want to look at is a nice Macintosh feature called Expose. And we can look at Expose if we go to the System Preferences. So I'm clicking on Apple, System Preferences. And we have here the fourth from the right, Expose and Spaces. Expose just lets us move all the stuff that we're currently looking at on our screen into very small mini pictured versions of it, like puzzle pieces on the screen. It allows us to see everything that we're dealing with and be able to choose what we want just by kind of grabbing it on the screen. The cool thing about it is you can do it for everything that you currently have in your view, in your focus, or you can do it just for things that belong to a particular application. We'll see what this means in just a sec. Next, what's really interesting about it is you can assign it to shortcuts on your keyboard, or you can assign it to corners of the screen. I typically use corners of the screen. Furthermore, if you look down below here, there's other things you can do with it as well. Okay, you can assign plenty of other things to it and dashboard and stuff. We're not going to look at that. Another podcast. So let's look at what I just talked about. Quit System Preferences. I'm going to go over to my dock here, which I have hidden, and you can hide the dock by Option Command D. Toggles back and forth. We hit it again, and it goes back. It looks like it's also some type of shortcut for Microsoft Word. But Option Command D, D for dock, switches dock from visibility back and forth. I don't really like seeing the dock there. It just takes away space. And if I want to get it, just drag my mouse over to the area. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to Microsoft Word. And in Microsoft Word, I had written a couple different documents. What I can do is I can assign a hot corner in Expose to application windows. See this? Application windows. And now when I go down to the bottom right corner of the screen, it'll show me all the windows that are open for that application. Just that application, not all the ones for my all the stuff open. Look at this top one, all windows. That's going to show me everything I have, like Finder windows and other things. But we want just application windows. So let's look at that. Take it, go to the bottom right corner. Oops, I moved out of Microsoft Word. Bottom right corner, and now I have my two different Word documents open. One here for stuff I'm working on in Flash, and one here for working stuff on an outline that I did. Click on the one I want, and I have it. Click on the other one I want, and I have it. Great. So that's a really great way of switching around between applications. Another simple one you can do here that I won't really talk about as much is you can just hold down Apple button and hit the tab. And Apple tab goes between open applications, or Shift tab to go back. Shift tab, tab. Just holding down the Apple button and hitting tab. I'm going to go to the Finder. So here's the Finder. I'm just going to open up by hitting Apple N several different windows. So if I go to the bottom right of the screen, look what happens. All these different windows show up. Now most of these are the default position of the Finder over here in my account, Tim Pullen. But I notice here that there's a few that I changed. If I hover over it, it says Utilities. Perfect. Hover over it, it says Applications. So I can easily find by looking at it and then hovering over with a mouse the place that I'd like to go to. It makes it much easier to find what I want. Boom. Utilities. Boom. Applications. I can see it visually. Boom. Whatever. Tim Pullen. I don't care about that, so I'm going to close that. Okay. Now at the moment, I don't know what I have open here. I have this thing called Spaces open too, which we'll look at. If I go to the top right corner, it's going to open up everything that I have in this space. So look at this. Now I have not just Word documents, but I also have all my Finder stuff, all my Finder windows. So I have a mix. All the windows are sort of fit together like a puzzle piece. Top right corner, it's a hot corner I assigned, and now I see all this stuff. Bottom right corner, I see just the ones in Word. So if I'm working in Word, I can go like this. I see something. Oh, what was that I had open in the Finder window that I want to work with? Top right corner, find it in the Finder window, then come back to the one I want in Word. And it makes it really easy to find what I want visually and quickly, whether it's just between the particular program I'm working on or whether it's something within all the stuff I have open.